Welcome back to the best damn sports show in Baltimore, Charm City Beat. We're back. Football season is back, and training camp is coming to a close as the regular season is here. Yep. So let's get down to it. Man, the long drought is over, dude.
Yeah.
I'm so stoked. I mean, again, preseason, we got our first taste of what this Ravens team may or may not look like, but it's preseason. You don't want to dive too much into it, but I can't help but be excited for what I saw.
Yeah, you got to look what you saw.
Oh, my God.
Playing backups or not playing backups,
Mhm.
I think certain players showed what they're capable of.
Yeah, I definitely think we saw that. We might as well just go down the list. Let's talk with the man of the hour, Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, he's stepping in. First time training camp where he's the first number one quarterback. This time last year he was sitting behind Flacco, learning the ropes. He spent the last 6 weeks of the regular season and playing and whole offseason to get ready, and he's kind of shown now the maturity, the growth, particularly where the arm's concerned.
Yeah. Now, you get to go to these training camps, and you're kind of our eyes on the Ravens there. Like, what has impressed you most about him?
His poise in the pocket, his ability to sort of tell other receivers what to do. Last year, he was sort of getting the calls in the sideline. He wasn't controlling the huddle. Now he is the man in the huddle, and he's making calls at the line. He can see the whole field. He's making all the throws. He's been accurate. He's been pretty gun heavy. He hasn't been afraid to throw it, less running.
Yeah.
When he does run, it's remarkable to see. It's amazing to watch, but he's really putting emphasis on throwing the football, and it's shown.
Now, of course, me and you talked about this before we went on air. The vanilla offense that they ran was still impressive to see a Lamar Jackson comfortable in the pocket and passing.
Yeah.
A touchdown to Willie Snead. Now, here's my thing. I think that drive would have probably lasted maybe a little bit longer if they had an open book. That week one, you throw in a couple of what he can do by running. Oh my gosh.
There was a play on, I think it was third down, where he just had tucked it and ran. He could have got the first, but he threw it in completion, I think. That would have ended that drive. No Mark Ingram on the field, no Marshall Yanda. Who knows how good that running game is going to be with a stud like Ingram. Gus Edwards is really good.
Yeah, Gus Edwards is really good.
Mark Ingram's a whole different type of animal.
He's a different animal. And, right behind them is Justice Hill.
He had a great game. There was, I think, a 14-yard play where he just called a little pass and he's hit the gap, gone.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what that kid can do. We're going to see a lot more of him in the next few weeks, obviously, with preseason. Now, my question is, and I feel like I have this question every preseason when it comes to the running back of the Ravens, Kenneth Dixon.
I think, in my opinion, he's the odd man out. He's probably going to get cut in this team. I think he's a good running back. He'll be the best pure back we have. I think he's going to find a home, but when you're talking Mark Ingram, Gus Edwards, Justice Hill, there's not a lot of room for a fourth running back, unfortunately, especially with the guy who's he's been on the injured list. He's been suspended. I think
it's not like he's young anymore. Like, he's not that young. So,
and he doesn't bring anything to the table from a special team standpoint.
Yeah.
So, I'm intrigued to see if they can keep him. If they can't keep him, I think his spot would be lost to McSorley if the Ravens want to keep a third quarterback.
Yeah. I don't think they're going to get rid of McSorley, honestly, especially with RG3 not knowing. Well, they say he's going to be back week one. But.
Yeah. The plan is that they hope to use McSorley more like in a Hill type of manner.
Taysom Hill.
With the Saints. Can he do special teams? Can he run the football? We'll see. I haven't seen it yet in preseason.
I personally, and this is my own bias from watching Taysom Hill for so many years in college and now watching him in the NFL, but I don't like watching McSorley. I don't see the same athlete that Taysom Hill is.
No, I concur. I think McSorley's more of a pure. He's a very dynamic quarterback.
He's a
quarterback. I saw that last Thursday, but
I don't see him catching passes or anything like that or any gadget plays. Hopefully it can work and the kid can stand in because, he looked okay for his first, pro game. There was a couple of mistakes there, but as a backup, it's his first pro game ever.
He had a touchdown pass with a callback on a holding call. He did lead a couple field goal drives.
Yeah.
If he hits the practice squad, I think he's going to get picked up like that. The Ravens aren't going to hold on to him. So, do you want to keep him? He knows the system a little bit. RG3 is a great backup.
Yeah. Probably
I think they'll end up keeping him and keep trying to use him on special teams and see what happens there.
Oh, I'm excited to see where it goes. Now on to the next group of players I wanted to talk about, receivers.
It's an exciting bunch. The first and third round picks are wide receivers, and Hollywood Brown and Miles Boykin from Notre Dame. And Boykin had a big game on Thursday.
Boykin had a huge game, and I am excited to see what that boy can do Thursday.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Now, of course, you said Marquise Brown is not playing Thursday.
I don't think so. He just
projected
finally got on the practice field in a 7-on-7, 11-on-11 type of thing just this past Saturday.
Which is fine.
And he was held out Monday. So I think it's just to keep bringing them along slowly.
Yeah.
Why would you want to rush
You don't need to rush that.
come back from that foot surgery.
Exactly. That's not a pretty injury. So, I mean, Miles Boykin, I definitely, like me personally, my too early to pick, decision like on this, I definitely could see Miles Boykin being the future of the Ravens receiving corps. And the next group of positions I want to talk about, receivers, man.
It's a dynamic group, the first and third round picks. And
Yes.
Hollywood Brown and Miles Boykin and Notre Dame. Both those guys bringing two different styles to the table. Hollywood's been out through the all training camp. He just got back to the playing field this past weekend. Doubt he plays Thursday against the Packers. But Miles Boykin, he had the he was the most targeted receiver on the field Thursday.
He took advantage of opportunities given, and I don't see that slowing down. And that could definitely, hopefully, flow into week one when things start going full speed.
He's a big-bodied receiver.
Yes.
But brought in for his speed.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got some sure hands. I mean, he had that touchdown grab called back from McSorley. And I think once he got over maybe the shock of playing in an NFL stadium in an NFL game, he really settled down nicely. Had a great third quarter, second quarter there.
And the cool thing about that game, actually, and this is a little bit outside the subject, the amount of people that were actually at that preseason game, it took us a while to get into the stadium.
Yeah.
Like, there was a good amount of people. So these kids got, the noise at least a little bit.
Ton of Lamar Jackson jerseys.
Yes,
I think people they're excited about this.
They're on board with it.
Different. There's an edge to it. But I think people are, good or for bad, are all in on Lamar Jackson and the Ravens offense.
And like I said, I think honestly, I'm more hopeful about this receiving core than I have been probably since the year we won the Super Bowl. Like, I'm hopeful in them. Hopeful.
Yeah, well, you kind of knew you were getting in the Super Bowl. You had an ankle.
That's what I'm saying. There was a lot of
there was all that you knew what you were getting. These guys, all potential. They could be Hall of Famers. They could be
run
the Bills. They could be busts. You don't know. Right now, they seem to be going well. I think I've been impressed with what little bit of Hollywood I've seen the last few days.
Which Brown has a better season, though, Hollywood or his cousin? Who knows?
Yeah, it's a tough call.
Jeez.
Right now, if I put money on it, I'd say Hollywood.
I would have to say Hollywood right now. But onto the other side of the ball, and we're just going to start at the top and work our way down. Let's talk about that secondary, man. That secondary is sick.
It's been looking amazing in training camp. You didn't see much of it. In fact, none of them even played last Thursday. But when you've got talent they've got in that secondary, you don't want to risk it in a meaningless game. And it's the best unit, arguably, in all of football, let alone secondary. It's a tremendous group, lots of depth there. And you've got Earl Thomas, who just looks amazing in camp.
Yeah.
He's as advertised, the All-Pro.
Yeah, and everybody that complained about us losing about Eric Weddle, if you had Earl Thomas in that Chiefs game, different story.
Yeah, I mean, he's faster.
He's way faster.
He's more Ed Reed-like in the fact that he's a ball hawk. He knows where the ball is. True Palomalo, Dawkins type of thing. I love it. And then you've got Humphrey on one end, Jimmy Smith on the other, even though he left camp yesterday early. And, Brandon Carr, Mr. Steady. And then a couple of Tavon Young, Kennedy. You've got a lot of studs who can play football.
So much depth.
Anthony Levine can play everything.
He can do virtually it all. And that'll segue right into the linebacker and what I'm calling the hit. If it had been a regular season, probably the hit of the year.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Kenny Young gets some.
Yeah, let's roll it.
Tyler Minshew bows and is drilled at the goal line. What a hit by Kenny Young. Came from the inside linebacker position through here. He took his eyes off the front a little bit, the quarterback did, because the snap was to his left. He had no idea.
I mean, now me personally, and I've been asking this all week, how is that not a safety?
I believe they said he fumbled the ball before it crossed the goal line. And I don't know, I honestly thought the helmet was the ball. Did you see that at one point? He went down the helmet.
Like, I haven't seen hits like that since, 2000, the early 2000s.
And there wasn't a flag.
There was no flags. They would let him play.
Great hit.
Let's keep that going. Let them play. Let them play the sport that they've been playing.
Tremendous battle at linebacker. I think Onawasu's got it locked up. He's got a super fast nose for the football. He was everywhere on Thursday making tackles. Chris Board right now has the inside track for the weak side linebacker position, but Kenny Young played there a lot last year, especially when TJ Mosley got hurt.
Yeah. And we know how they like to rotate people in. So
he's one of those guys that just balls out during the games, and I think he's going to get a lot of playing time, even if he's not the starter.
Yeah. And you look at the pass rush. I'm not too worried about the pass rush. Given the fears everybody had of losing to Za'Darius and losing Suggs. Yeah. I don't think we'll lose that much of a step, if at all.
Matt Judon's trying to get paid. He saw how much Za'Darius made. I doubt the Ravens are going to end up paying him. We'll see.
That sucks.
But at the end of the day, he's going to get paid by somebody. A lot of money, probably more than Za'Darius Smith got from the Packers. And I think he's going to have a huge year if he stays healthy and he keeps his head on straight. He's going to do really well in this team. And, you've got up-and-comers who it's their time. Time's ticking for Tyrus Bowser and Timmy Williams. And Tim Williams had a great game.
Yes, he did.
He chased down the quarterback and before
I was very impressed by him.
Tyrus Bowser had a pick 6 against the Jaguars in camp last week. Stepped in front of a pass from the quarterback Nick Foles.
And honestly, Tyrus Bowser has been one of those players that I've been waiting to break out. Like when we drafted him, I was like, okay, this guy's gonna be a stud. And here we are. Like, okay, when's this stud gonna come out? And hopefully this is the season we see it.
Yeah.
Now, with that being said, we do have a rookie on the team, and what are your prospects on him? Do you think he could be Suggs?
Ferguson?
Yeah, Ferguson.
I think smaller school, big lights. It took him a little bit to get going. I think he's finally comfortable with his defense. He's finally making plays. He had a pick about a week or so ago in training camp. I think you're going to be hearing his name more often down the stretch. I could see him having a huge 4th preseason game, something like that. I think the Ravens love him, obviously, to draft him as high as they did. And I think he's going to hopefully prove them right down the line. But I think he's a project, and they kind of knew it. But he's raw. He's talented.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited to see what he does. Now, when it comes to special teams, you know what you're getting from the Ravens. And congrats to that's how you pronounce his name.
Norwegian kicker.
Yes.
Traded to the Vikings. Yeah, I mean,
and what a 365 days that guy had.
Yeah, I mean, a year ago, a little bit less than a year ago, he put intensive care because he jumped in East Baltimore, and his career is in doubt. He probably would have been traded last year if he stayed healthy. Comes back, battles back. I'll say this: he's been relatively shaky in training camp, missing some field goals. The Ravens have been doing the most they can to put him on tape. But then, what better way to showcase your skills than to go 4 for 4, punt twice for over 50 yards, kick for a 55-yard field goal, and I mean the Ravens didn't waste any time.
Yeah, I am happy that this kid's getting an opportunity. Honestly, I mean, could he have been possibly a future punter for the Ravens? Would Cook possibly getting up there?
Possibly.
Because I thought that for a second. It's like, okay, maybe they'll keep him on. And he'll be the punter soon because, I mean, Justin Tucker's not going anywhere.
But punters, honestly, they're probably a dime a dozen.
Yeah.
A great punter, probably not, but a solid punter.
Yeah.
But if you can get a 5th-round pick back, that's a guy that you can turn immediately around into a stud. I mean, the guys they can get for a 5th-round pick are pretty awesome.
Yeah. So, I mean, like I said, that was just awesome to see him get an opportunity. Like I said, I was impressed. I was like, Jesus Christ, he's been hiding behind Tucker.
I thought the Bears would have gotten him, especially after what happened last year against the Eagles. But to go out and the Vikings coming in, probably knowing the Bears wanted him, the division rival,
that's a smart
in and grabs his kicker. Who knows if he's going to be any good? You can kick him training in preseason. Who knows if he's going to come to fit once the game starts? The Ravens, they did it. It's pretty awesome. It's the highest trade for a kicker in decades.
And like I said, if you're watching the same game we were watching last week, you see why. The potential's there. I mean, the kid's a hard worker, so, I mean, we'll see what happens, but I can't say it enough how excited I am for this season.
The Packers game, 2 days from now on Thursday. We're filming on Tuesday, but I think Lamar Jackson's the pick. Harbaugh said today, Tuesday, he's going to get done the same amount of, so you're talking 2 or 3 series, a touchdown drive, field goal drive. If they score a touchdown on the first drive, you may not see him again. And McSorley is going to have a lot of playing time again.
So it'll be interesting to see what he can do more time. And I think, like you said, it was the first game for a lot of these guys to play under these big lights. I mean, now, don't get me wrong. McSorley played in the Big Ten. These are big schools. These are big stadiums, but it's not the NFL.
No.
But I think after last week, I think we'll see a lot more progress in them, though.
And I'm hoping game 2, you might see the defense out there for a series or 2.
Will Earl Thomas play?
I think Earl Thomas will play. You got to gel these guys. You don't know what it's like back there.
Mark Ingram,
Tony Jefferson. You've got the gelling of the secondary and the defense. I think you do see him out there.
Yeah.
And I think Carson Wentz ends up playing for the Eagles in a little bit, maybe. Is he hurt?
And then week 3. Yeah. Well, they were. I know it's still questionable.
That's week 2. That's right.
That's next.
Aaron Rodgers can play though.
Aaron Rodgers could play, and
on that one.
See how that goes.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know if they'll play Aaron Rodgers.
I don't think they're gonna play him.
I think the Ravens do throw out their dogs for the most part. I don't think you see Yonda. They probably won't see Hollywood, but.
Which is smart. I mean, Yonda, of course, you don't want to risk anything at that line. You don't want to risk anything.
No.
But and that, with that being said about our line, what do you feel about the offensive line? I think they look okay.
They look okay. I think they've got some studs, obviously. Yonda on the right side, Stanley on the left side. The left guard position's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's the answer now on that side.
Yeah.
Matt Skura at center. But Orlando Brown Jr. made some strides in last year, so I think
Orlando Brown Jr. I am confident in him. Yeah.
Yeah.
He is a massive human.
He failed his conditioning test, came back the next day, passed it, and I think he's been pretty solid since.
You can stay disciplined. You got yourselves another all-star lineman on the Ravens.
And you got Ben Powers too.
Yes.
He might sneak into a guard spot by the end of the year.
And then, of course, and this will probably be the last position, obviously, we'll talk about the tight ends.
Yeah.
Probably the best core of
tight ends. Mark Andrews has had a phenomenal camp. I watched him. I was like 2 feet away from his one-handed catch over top of Miles Jack in the back of the end zone, no touchdown grab. That's what he's bringing to this team. But Hayden Hurst had a big camp, quietly had a good camp.
Yeah.
If he can stay healthy, if he can stay confident, I think he's primed for a big year. Nick Boyle, obviously, they brought him back for really a block, but he can catch football a little bit. It's a good core. It's a good core, and I think it's Lamar Jackson's safety net, and what better to have 2 really good tight ends.
And I mean, let's be honest here. Quarterbacks and tight end connections are what the Ravens do. Look at it for what it is.
Yeah.
And I mean, Mark Andrews fits that prototype Ravens tight end. A lot of people have said that he's virtually a wide receiver.
He is. He lines up at wide. I never know he blocks. I think by the end of this year, he's going to be in that upper echelon, top 5 guys. He's not there yet.
He won't be
it
there
yet, but he's got all the intangibles. And between those guys, I think with Willie Snead and Chris Moore and Hollywood and Boykin, you've got the weapons finally for Lamar Jackson to do his thing. And with Greg Roman's offense now implemented finally,
shit's going to get crazy.
Lots of folds. I'm intrigued to see. I cannot wait for week 1 at Miami.
Yeah. Week 1 in Miami, I mean, the weather's going to be perfect, pending rain.
Honestly, rain better.
Rain better? Yeah, it works for the Ravens. Hey, but no, that does it for our episode of Charm City Beat. We're back here. Football season's back, so look forward to hearing from us more. Don't forget to like and subscribe down below. And whether you're watching on thisislitTube.com or YouTube, stay tuned for so much more.
Thanks for having us.